5 years ago, I was absolutely blown away by the Sony Bravia A8G. It was the one OLED that got me to see that OLEDs basically have potential, and they're not as bad as I thought at the time that they were, having only seen LG OLEDs and their flaws at the time. I'm not joking. Like, that was the one OLED that had me literally glowing like a schoolboy. Like, it was amazing. Fast forward just a mere 5 years later, it died. Now, just to verify that everything has been done correctly, I want you to pay attention to this little piece of information right here. So right here is where we have the plug. It's plugged in right there, and that cord is running all the way down here into this power right here, right? And it is fully plugged in. I have a bunch of other things plugged into this as well, and we're going to use the remote, the nice Sony remote, okay? And we're just gonna try to turn it on, okay? So as we try to turn it on, nothing. No sound. So then you might be thinking, well, what if you don't have batteries in it? Okay, well, I can go ahead and slide this off and show you. It does indeed have batteries in it. Okay, so then we go over and we start messing with the power options that we have, right? And be right here in the middle. Okay, I'll turn on my flash so you can see it. Power's right here on the Sony. Go ahead and push that. Press and hold it. Right? And the TV does not turn on at all. Right? We go ahead and tap it. Maybe it just needs to be tapped. Nothing. Nothing at all. Now, the unique thing about Sony TVs is when you tap the power, it'll make a little clicking noise, and that's how you know the Sony's on. Now, just so you see that this is a working power supply, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and, I don't know, what do you say? I'll take something like a light that I have, okay, and I'll just go ahead and charge it, okay? So I've got my light right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my light. It'll get dark for a moment, okay? And I'm gonna set it up like so. So we have a light here that needs USB-C power, right? Okay, and you can see it right here. USB-C power is needed. Kind of hard to see it, but it's right there. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to find a way to plug in USB-C power into it. Now, ideally, if I have another device, that would be good too. I mean, hell, even for this, I could just use my freaking laptop, right? And I'll just unplug my laptop just because, what the hell, why not? Okay? Because my laptop's currently charging. I think if I just use a small light, people will complain. So I didn't think about that. I'll just go ahead and use this instead. So what I'll do is I'll unplug this right here, this little middle cable, right? All right, it's unplugged. Now we're gonna plug in my laptop. Now I want you to pay attention. All right, make sure that it's off. You can see that it's off. The light is dying out. Not very strong at all. It's fading and turning off. It's nearly completely off now. Okay, the light is completely off. Okay, the Sony TV is right here plugged into this, and this is off. We're gonna go ahead and plug this in. Okay, I'm plugging this in. Now you see it has power. So there's nothing wrong with the power outlet. And it's running again. And I'll go ahead and turn on the light again so you can see what I'm talking about. And we'll just go ahead and set this up so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. You can see it. And this power cable is running all the way into the Sony, and we'll get even lower so you can see it's plugged into there. And again, I'll unplug it, okay, and I'll plug it back in, and we'll try to turn it on again just so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, we're down here, we have our power button here. I'll turn on the flash so you can see it. Power button. Nothing. Refuses to turn on. Complete and total power failure. It's not turning on at all. And this is the Sony Bravia A8G, as you can clearly see right here. The Sony Bravia, you see Sony right there. And turn on the flash, just in case people want to try to pretend like this is not the TV that I say it is. You can see its stand is reversed. It's right there. So yeah, not ideal. Not ideal at all. It literally died 5 years later. I mean, like, you have to understand how astronomical this is. For all intents and purposes, I have the 55-inch Sony Bravia A8G, or rather the 65-inch Sony Bravia A8G. The asking price day one for that TV is $34.99. $34.99, right? Now, here's what really bothers me about the entire thing. Sony is known for their craftsmanship, they're known for their quality, and they're known as this high-end brand, but they only last 5 years when you buy a high-end product? Like, make it make sense. Now, this is important to you because you've often heard things like cheap Chinese brands like Hisense or TCL are just garbage and they'll just die in 5 years anyway, but it's happening to Sony TVs. Now, people can try to sidestep this and be like, oh no, you've done something, or I don't believe you. I have had so much experience with Sony products, and I've got to say, it's not been good. My Sony A7R Mark II died in 3 years. HDMI port went out completely. Camera side still kind of works, but the port went out. My Sony A6000, the front screen completely died. That was literally in a year and a half. My Sony X930D died on me. I had to exchange it through the repair or through the warranty because it was under a year that it died on me for the Sony X900E, which I absolutely loved and was a fantastic TV. My Sony Bravia A8G dies 5 years later. There's a pattern with Sony and their lack of quality of life, and it's true. A lot of people have been really helping Sony with their marketing, but Sony products are not long-lived products. Like, they just are not. And I don't know how, in good faith, I could sit here and tell you a Sony product is just long-lived and it's fantastic. Like, more of my Sony products took a crap on me than not. Like, I used to have a Sony Alpha A3000 camera. Took a crap on me and died. I mean, all of their products, and it was all within a year to 2 year lifespan on average that these products are just dying when you talk about cameras, right? And then when you talk about TVs, 5 years, Sony's making very expensive short-lived goods, okay? Now, this is a problem because their warranty is only up after a year. So essentially, it's almost a guarantee that you got like 3 more years after your Sony product, give or take, before it takes a shit on you. And I'm not the only one with this experience. There have been a ton of other people that can document this and tell you this, but the problem is, again, when you have a brand that's known as a quality brand that literally has a garbage warranty program, and there's no good faith exchanges or repairs, right? They don't go, you know what, it's been 5 years, we've done wrong, let's go ahead 5 years later and repair your product. No, they'll tell you, oh, I'm so sorry, but you know what, you're going to have to figure that out on your own. We said 1 year, and the 1 year is up, and that's all we're going to give you. They do this on purpose to make your shit die and you to be stuck with a lemon. It is really very shitty, and it's almost exclusively Sony. My LG C1 still alive and kicking just well. My Hisense U8G alive and well kicking. My 2018 Samsung Q8FN still alive and kicking, but my Sony goods magically are the only ones prematurely dying out on me. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's downright unacceptable because, again, you're paying a premium and you're not getting, you would expect 7 to 10 years, and you're not even coming close to that at dying, again, prematurely at 5 years. That's ridiculous. It gives you this feeling like I just bought that damn TV, and now here we are and it's already dead. It's so soul-sucking to sit here day in and day out and try to find a good TV as it is just for someone to tell you that the Sony is a good TV to buy, and then you buy it and then you know what I mean? You end up getting screwed over. Now, truth be told, no one told me the Sony was a good TV to buy. I just kind of went at the time with the Sony because it was the better of the options. But the thing that really bothers me is there isn't accurate reporting on the longevity of these products. Outside of a stress test over at Artings, which, spoiler, none of you were doing, there's not an actual YouTuber that catalogs and keeps a bunch of TVs. A bunch of TVs across multitudes of different years and actually says, yes, with normal use, this is how long you have.
And that's what I'm doing right now. I have a longevity test, that is a lifetime usage case, and we're going to see how long all of these TVs last. So far in my test room right now, I have the Samsung S95F, S95D, S90D, the AAG just took a crap, but I have the Samsung Q8FN and a few other televisions. The point of this is, when you buy TVs, they should last. They really should. And when you have a top tier brand like Sony that has a big name, that you say Sony, anybody's like, oh, Sony, it should mean something. And today, listen to me, okay? None of this YouTube shit, okay? None of this like, I'm putting on a commercial for you, I'm the content creator and I'm selling something to you. This isn't WWE. I'm selling. I'm not selling anything for you. Okay, I'm telling you raw and uncut what it is. You buy yourself a Sony, the lifespan will not be fantastic. You will have problems, I promise you. And it is going to be a nightmare. And I'm trying to save you from that stress and that hassle, because maybe you don't know the frustration of buying a 65-inch expensive-ass Sony OLED TV and it dying on you 5 years later, or a 930D, or a bunch of cameras that just die on you. It gets to the point where Sony is the brand you kind of should avoid if you want a high-quality product, because they are just a really high-end name wrapped on extremely cheap goods. That's as honest as anyone's going to tell you. But maybe you think I'm crazy, so I'll say, if you've also been gaslit and people also have told you you're crazy, why don't you share your experience in the comment down below? Maybe at other channels you don't have a voice, but you do here in our community, because this is our home to say what we need to say about the truth without anyone trying to ban us or silence us or scrub us from a Reddit page or whatever it is, because we just told the truth about a product. You want to have your voice heard? Say what you got to say down below and share your experience with maybe some more unsuspecting people, and maybe you can be the difference in somebody else's life. Thanks so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Can't wait to see what you guys say down below. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.